You know what? I've always been interested in cybersecurity since even before college, right? Right after college, I got my first job, and I wanted to be as much as security as possible. And then that led me to the next step, right? And then the next and the next. One thing that happened is that throughout my career, and that has been, I don't know, like 17, 18 years now, one thing that happened is that there are so many different events that are very memorable. One of them, for example, is my first SANS class. The other one is the move to the cloud. See, I started as a Unix administrator doing security in there, then moving into traditional security. But then when the cloud happened, and that was around 2016, 17 for me, that was a shift. So that was one of the major events that happened. The next shift that happened was actually 3 years ago or so, right? With the current wave of AI, and that's what led me to here. Now, after all these years, I had the privilege of taking multiple security tasks, but also teaching for SANS as well. So I feel like it has been a very exciting journey so far. So the exciting thing about cybersecurity to begin with is the constant change, right? And the constant change, big part of it is that you will have different changes, different events that are going to change the way we do security. As I mentioned before, cloud was one of them, and now we have AI. So that's the next challenge. And I really think about it as a two-part question, right? What excites us for me personally, and the change, it gives me that fulfillment every time there's an exciting new technology. I just enjoy it, right? That's on the personal level. But then on the bigger level, right, on the impact that we have, you get to see how this change is going to introduce so many risks. You will see so many businesses and so many organizations, government and non-government as well, kind of navigating their ways around this new change that happened. And then it's up to us to kind of do the research and then help them navigate that in a secure manner. So yeah, the challenges. I think there are so many challenges, right? But I feel like the basics is what we should be talking about here. And that leads us to enablement and knowledge, right? And I feel like every time there is a change, there is always this struggle with us, like the professionals, the security professionals. How do we move? How do we shift our mentality from what we used to do into doing things the new way? Again, we have seen this in cloud, and now we are going to see it in AI as well. So that's the first thing, right? And it always starts with learning how does this new technology works, and then try to think, hey, what could go wrong with it? But you cannot secure what you don't understand. So that's the first major thing. The second major thing, which is AI specific in this case, is that we kind of know where this is going to go, but not really, right? There isn't a clear vision yet, at least as of now, into how this is going to change things, which kind of leaves us in a kind of limbo state a little bit. When that means that we need to put a little bit more effort into it early on because the change is going to be so fast. So growing up, I did mention that I was interested in cybersecurity since even before college, right? But growing up, I had a group of friends, and we would talk about this stuff together, right? We were all interested in cybersecurity, and it was more like a small private club, right? Each one person would bring a new idea, right? Hey, did you see this new tool? And later on, I kind of noticed that had an enormous impact on the knowledge that we had, because you can't learn as fast as a single person, as a single individual, right? When you have a group of people, they will bring more ideas, more research, etc. Conferences are basically just that on a much larger scale, right? That's our club, where we meet people who have different experiences, who can share knowledge in a much faster way. I think conferences and all events where you bring professionals together, that's going to highly impact the level of skills that we have.